Hello and welcome to this episode of Electronic Cafe Celebrates, and as you know by now we are looking at albums that are 40 years old, released in 1986, and as usual some of them completely shocked me that I had these albums, or Mark had them 40 years ago. We're looking at Album, the fifth studio album by the incredible Public Image, released on the 27th of January. It was a real departure from their previous releases because John Lydon was advised by his trusted music producer Bill Laswell to kind of create this all-cast of session and trusted musicians, and what a lineup he put together. It was Steve Vai, Ginger Baker, Bernie Worrell, Tony Williams, Ryuichi Sakamoto of the fabulous YMO, and Malachi Favors of the Art Ensemble of Chicago. The resulting album gave PIL one of its highest charting songs and one of my favourite of all time, Rise. What a track.
As Andy said, the album was produced by Bill Laswell, whose eclectic career around that time was producing albums for Yoko Ono, Sly and Robbie, Mick Jagger, Afrika Bambaataa, Peter Gabriel, Iggy Pop and Bootsy Collins, and it gave the album its unique hybrid blend of a more polished funk rock, stadium-ready new wave sound. The album contains just 7 songs and comes in at 40 minutes.
Most of the songs were written by John Lydon with the help of Mark Schultz and Jebin Bruni. John Lydon made some interesting comments about this. He said most of the songs on the album, for instance, were written at home and put on demo tapes, but I didn't think the band were good enough, the one he had in 84-85 touring, or experienced enough to really record the songs properly, and that's why he used session people.
Compared to previous PIL albums, this album finds John Lydon steering PIL towards a sleeker, more accessible, more commercial sound, without fully abandoning his confrontational, caustic, jagged edge, and without doubt, this was a transitional album and a record that I guess, seeing the number of session players involved, could pretty much be considered a solo album.
The songs from that rationale obviously changed their shape, but not their direction. So for him, every song's an emotion, and if he's saying that, and John said if it succeeded as that, and it has to succeed as that, sorry, otherwise it's failed. And that's what annoyed him. Bad work for anyone just annoyed him. He said, I just don't need it.
As a typically PIL anti-marketing statement, the album was deliberately titled differently depending on what format you bought. The LP was called Album, the cassette was called Cassette, and the CD was called Compact Disc. Now, I'm fortunate enough to own the 1986 live album from the tour, which not surprisingly is called Concert. Even the hype sticker is called Sticker. This is nothing new. PIL have always toyed with innovative packaging ideas, with formats for their second album, Metal Box, being released in a metal canister rather than a regular record sleeve. An idea suggested before this was to use sandpaper so the sleeve destroyed everything that came into contact with it. The album stands as a fascinating snapshot of PIL in transition, provocative, conflicted and unapologetically ambitious, and without doubt it introduced PIL to a wider mainstream audience. I
think history will go down as saying this is one of the greatest albums that PIL did. Definitely worth checking out if you haven't heard it before. I, for one, absolutely love it. I say Rise, the bass on that alone just gets the hairs on the back of my neck going up. If you haven't checked this album out, please do, and if you have, go and reacquaint yourself with a dear friend. Happy Anniversary Album by Public Image Ltd.
Could be wrong, I could be right. Could be wrong.